Hello everyone. Okay, so today I'm making a tutorial on twilight conversion. So let's start. First thing that I'm gonna do, I feel it's best to first put in your sky that you want, while before you add the mood. So I'm gonna go to my settings and then go down to texture options, and then I've set this to user prompted and retouches twilight. So these folders are built into the plugin, so you can import your own. Okay, so the reason why I chose user prompted is because I want to choose my sky. If I want a random twilight sky, then I'll just set it to random, but I want to choose one for this image. Usually when you're doing your normal day shots and you're doing blue sky replacements, then random is fine with a built-in plugin. Random would all the skies look more or less similar, so any sky would be fine. But for this twilight, I want to choose one, so I'm going to click auto quick swap, choose my sky. I've already decided which sky I want to use for this image, and then I can double click on this offset, and then I can just play with the sliders, so horizontally move it left or right. It randomly chooses your horizontal offset, so even when you're doing sky swaps and you place the same sky in twice, it's going to be shifted a bit to the left or to the right. And this is set to -1000 by default, but because, let me just show you. So normally when it's on 0, it's just filling the whole image. But that's not what I want when I'm doing a sky swap. I always want to move the sky up so that I can see more or less the horizon when I'm doing a sky swap. So that's why I set it to -1000. And you can change this default in the settings over there. Okay, so let me just continue with this conversion. Okay, so I've got my sky. Now I'm just going to pop this folder close because I'm going to run some other features on top of this folder. The alteration, and then I'm going to set the twilight mood, something like that. And then if you look at the notes here under the tooltips, and then you can try and follow along. So I'm now going to select, I'm going to choose the object selection tool. I'm got it selected on add to selection here, and these are my settings. You can just pause the video and then just have a look at that. Okay, so now I'm going to start selecting my windows. Okay, let's start over the side. So when I'm subtracting a selection, I'm just holding down Alt or Option on a Mac. So it's very handy, this tool. It makes the selecting windows a bit easier. It's not perfect, but it's decent. Let me just set this to 0.5 of my polygonal lasso. Or was it 0.5? Okay, and then I'm going to just minus these frames from my selection like that. Okay, so let's move on. There's the part that takes the longest when you're doing the conversion. I used to do it only with the polygonal lasso tool in previous videos, then you'll see that. But I'm glad for this tool, helps a lot. Almost done. Okay, it doesn't take so long using this tool. Okay, I messed up a bit here. Let's see if I can just minus this from the selection and that. Okay, it's a bit messy, so I'll use the lasso tool. See if I can minus this part. Don't really want the handles. No. Let me just fix this mess. And I think that's about it. I think that's done. I'm not gonna do the neighbor's house that side. Didn't even really. Okay, it wasn't really a big issue adding that, but adding this to make it more realistic, you can add it in. Okay, let's just add that in here. And this. Okay, so now we can click on window lighting and we can have a look at our, let's just see RGB colors. Let me just explain this a bit. So if we have a look at our default colors for Windows, then we'll see at the RGB section 255, 205 and 126. So if you find that you want a different color, wait, I'm on the lights, window lighting. So you can change it and then just capture your values and put the new values in, and then when you do the window lighting again, then it will be on your new defaults. Full options, window lighting full, so that would be this over here. Light reflection full, that would be that there. Feather would be this here. Window lighting feather is 0. Okay, so now that we've done that, we have, what's the next step? Next step would be, if I look at this, first use object selection. Okay, run this feature. I have to look at my own tooltips because I don't do this often and it's fairly new, this feature. That's funny, making a tutorial and reading the tooltips. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna take this brush tool. I need to be on the lights, and then you can assume, just resize your brush to like the size that the light bulb would be. So let's maybe assume that here's a light over here. I'm gonna give like 3 clicks 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna make it bigger, and then bigger. Click again, bigger. Kind of like just fake that lighting in there. I'm gonna do it here as well. 1, 2, 3, then make it bigger. 1, 1, 1, like that. And in some areas you don't need to add a light bulb, but you can just add maybe some glow. Maybe the neighbor's light as well. Let's switch on their lights. And maybe I don't know if I overdid it there, but now we can just click clean up and it should remove all of this glow around the frames. There we go. And now for the reflection at the bottom, we'll click on the lighting reflection. Well, let's control or command on Mac and T, and then we can just hold control and then just distort this a bit. So let's skew this. We're not going to need all of the lighting. Actually, let's start removing something that we shouldn't see. So we wouldn't see, let me just change, can I use my pencil? Just remove this. That won't see that. I think we'll basically just see that part there. Yeah. Okay, now choose the move tool and then let's just distort this a bit. Wait, there should be a better way to do this. So if we look at, let's just try and follow this line here. So I'm gonna skew it till like that, and then on this side I'm gonna skew it even more to distort it a bit. Kind of like following the grass area now. I think you guys would do this part probably better than me. I'm good at coming up with ideas, but executing this part is a bit tricky for me. Even when it comes to pools, not really good at executing it. Okay, so that seems fine. I think over here we shouldn't really see that light glow there from the window. So let's remove that. So I'm just gonna fade that out with a black brush. I'm gonna take this 100, just remove that there. You can fade out any other parts that you think you shouldn't see. Maybe a bit there. I wonder if I stretch this a bit too far. Let's try and push it a bit back. Okay, I think I messed up. But anyway, let's add a feather a bit higher. We can just feather it a bit higher. Maybe we can increase this a bit. Something like that. And I think we are more or less done. Yeah. Well, actually, what we can still do is let's add a light glow. Let's first click on the lights layer and then put on this light over here. Hey, what's my color? White. Just make sure it's white. I'm gonna set this back to 30. 1, 2, 3. Make it bigger. Add a bit of glow around that. And then we have a few light glows here that we can use. I'm not quite sure which one we need for that light. Let's see, one is just round. Delete that. Let's try 2. 3, maybe something like that, I'm guessing. You can always distort the shape of your light glows. I think that's fine. Yeah, so that's about it. I hope this tutorial was helpful. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. Okay, cheers.